Hello, mathematicians. Today we are going to practice two-step word problems with addition and subtraction. And we're going to do that through a plan called UPS. UPS is a way for us to plan a strategy or our approach to some of these word problem situations. Because I know sometimes when students are working with word problems, they can get a little confused, and that's why we need to have a good attack plan, just like Mario would when he is, powering up and going through his levels. So here's UPS. First thing you need to do when you look at these story word problems is really understand what's going on. So if you read the problem once first, and then again twice, to understand it, and ask yourself, what am I looking for? What are they trying to tell me to do? These word problems sometimes have extra information that you don't need to solve that problem. Then you're going to ask yourself, what do I know? So when you go back and you look for what you are trying to figure out the problem is asking you to do, one strategy is to bracket the question. And then what do I know? Circle or underline the important numbers to try to take away the information that you need. Now you need to plan a strategy. There are a lot of different strategies, and today we're working with addition and subtraction. I am going to show you the bar diagram strategy. And then we're going to look at also drawing or illustrations to help us solve. Then you simply do that math. So once you understand what you're looking for, you can set up your math problem and you can show your work. You want to make sure that you are really careful when you show your work. It's best to just take your time and do it right the first time versus to have to do it over and over and over again. And one way you can support that is to make sure you really line your problems up nicely or draw neat pictures. Neatness really counts when you're solving word problems. And then you want to make sure you answered the question and justify how you did it. Justify means you're able to tell us why you chose addition or subtraction or how you got your answer. This year as fourth graders, I'm going to get you to explain a lot of your math thinking. That's really important. All right, so let's look at our first situation. I have Mr. Mario here. This is a Mario themed. So if we're looking here, Mario's painting is 14 inches long and 12 inches wide. Luigi's painting is 16 inches long. How much longer is Luigi's painting than Mario's? So I gave you what they call a process guide, or I gave you some hints here to help you with the first part of our UPS. Remember, say UPS. UPS is understand, plan, solve, and check. So for understanding the problem, I have some information here. So the first one I want to look at is, what do we know? So how long is Mario's painting? I can't remember. I have to read it again. Sometimes I have to read things twice to understand them. Mario's painting is 14 inches long and 12 inches wide. Luigi's painting is 16 inches long. How much longer is Luigi's painting than Mario's? All right. So it said how Mario's painting is how long? I think it's 14. So when I go back into my UPS planning guide, it says, first of all, look at what you know and what we're looking for. So I'm going to look at what we know. Let's circle. We know that Mario's painting is 14 inches long and 12 inches wide. Luigi's painting is 16 inches long. So if I look at that, I'm going to use yellow. I'm going to use red for Mario. Mario's painting, when I go back in the problem, we know is 14 inches long. It's also 12 inches wide. And it's important, just take your time. Mr. Hoffman won't assign you a lot of these story situation problems because I want you to just really work through them. And then Luigi's painting is 16 inches long as well. So we have 14, 12, and 16. Okay, so that was that first part of understand. I'm sorry, actually the second part of what do I know. What am I looking for? That's the question. And remember the hint you have, a question mark. I'm going to underline the question in green for Luigi. How much longer is Luigi's painting than Mario? How much longer is Luigi's painting than Mario? Okay. That is telling me what we need to do. We need to compare Luigi and Mario's painting. And when you're comparing, what you need to think of is that addition or subtraction. Remember, subtraction is finding the difference between something or comparing. Addition is combining or finding the sum of all the parts. So I think we need to figure out how much longer is Luigi's painting, and that gives us that hint of this is the difference. Alright, let's plan a strategy. Well, my strategy first is going to be, before I even write a math problem, I'm going to use an illustration. So I'm going to draw what we call a bar diagram. So first of all, we need to know Mario's, right, and Luigi's. So I'm going to draw a little rectangle for Mario's painting. Mario's painting is right here. It's a me, a Mario. And we know he's 14 inches long. We're going to give him red for Mario. And label. I'm just going to put a little M for Mario. Okay. And then now we need Luigi's painting. So let's do Luigi's little bar diagram as well. I'm going to draw a little bit longer since we know his is 16, and green for Luigi. Alright, so we have 14 and 16. We have to compare them. I'm actually going to move Mr. Mario on bottom, Mr. Luigi on top, because he's a little bit longer. So we know that, you know 16 is longer. 16 inches is longer than 14 inches. So how can I model that with math? You may be in your head doing mental math, which is great. You may already know the answer. But let's think about the problem itself. So we're going to do a comparison. We're finding the difference, right? That's subtraction. So I'm just going to do 16 minus 14. And I'm going to use the standard algorithm. Remember, we start with our ones. 6 minus 4 is 2. 1 minus 1 is 0. The answer is 2. Is it just 2? I don't know. Let me think here. Justify and explain. So we've understood the problem. We've planned it out. We solved it. Let's justify and explain. How much longer is Luigi's painting than Mario? 2. Is that how we say measurement? We need to have a label on that, right? 2 inches. So I hope you remember to use a plan like UPS. I think of a UPS truck. Understand, plan, solve, and check. Thank you for watching this video. I look forward to doing these problems with you in person.